This was quite the time for the president to hit the campaign trail. We are just 5 weeks out from those November elections. And yeah, Bob, like you said, a lot of news to be had here just today. You publicly went after one of your Democratic colleagues, Senator Kamala Harris, for the release of more documents. But if Obama nominated someone from the Clinton administration, wouldn't you want to know as much about him or her as possible? Chuck, something I also got to ask Cotton about was just all the documents requests going on at this time with Kavanaugh. I mean, I asked him too. I was like, well, you're criticizing Democrats, but wouldn't you be wanting as many documents as possible if Obama was nominating someone from the Clinton administration?
Jesse, you nailed it. Okay.
The Me Too movement has been highlighted by the recent SCOTUS confirmation hearings for U.S. District Judge Brett Kavanaugh. As a U.S. representative, you would not have been able to cast a vote this weekend. But as fathers, husbands, sons, and elected leaders of this country, what would you say to your female voters who feel their concerns are not being heard? He is in a holding cell just right down the hallway from the death chamber, maybe thinking a little bit about why he's there to begin with.
You could tell that he stopped breathing, and then eventually the coroner was called in, and then in 14 minutes was able to say that he was dead.
This all came about because one of the unsuccessful applicants for a cultivation facility filed a letter of protest against their current location, which is near ASU Newport. Now, the issue at hand here is ASU Newport considered a school? Leading up to the runoff, one of the things we were most interested in is how this Warwick-Sabin territory would be divvied up between Scott and Curtis, since we figured that they would kind of keep the territories that you're seeing here now, and that's exactly what happened. These kinds of campaign stops aren't anything new for Pence. Usually the kind of rhetoric that comes up is what we always hear on a national level that French Hill has actually tapped into on some of his recent ads, if you've been watching them, and that's all with tying Nancy Pelosi to these candidates. And Clark Tucker has, from the beginning, distanced himself, but we'll see what we hear tonight. This was quite the time for the president to hit the campaign trail. We are just 5 weeks out from those November elections, and yeah, Bob, like you said, a lot of news to be had here just today. Now, this started out just any typical Trump MAGA rally. You saw a sea of about 10,000 MAGA hats and supporters here. Trump just rubbing that 2016 presidential win in the faces of his Democratic foes, and also touting the successes of his administration these past 2 years. But something that we haven't heard on the campaign trail, or at all for that matter, is the president going on the attack in the fight over Supreme Court nominee Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Now, it has been 5 days since Dr. Christine Blasey Ford testified before a Senate committee that Judge Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her when the two were in high school. Kavanaugh has denied all of the allegations against him, and the FBI continues its investigation. But Trump has since changed his rhetoric here. He had first said just a couple days ago that he thought that Dr. Ford's testimony was compelling and credible. And then tonight, he openly mocked her in front of a crowd that called her a liar.
36 years ago, this happened. I had one beer, right? I had one beer. Well, do you think it was? Nope, it was one beer. Oh, good. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. Where is the place? I don't remember. How many years ago was it? I don't know. I don't know.
The crowd continuing its chants with "We want Kavanaugh," and like I said, she's lying. A vote is expected to happen at the end of this week, and so we'll see how all of this pans out. Now, the president also went into detail about the trade deal that he just announced yesterday between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, fittingly naming it USMCA. He was saying that while the details still need to be ironed out, it is a big boost for American consumers and employees.
The USMCA is an incredible victory for our farmers, our ranchers, our factory workers, and our entire nation. America is winning again, and America is being respected again, maybe respected like never before, because we are finally putting America first.
Now, really the entire reason why the president was here to begin with was the portion that he spent the least amount of time on. It was to campaign for a U.S. Senate race, namely fellow Republican Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith. Now, she's in what's referred to as a jungle primary. There's another Republican and 2 Democrats in this race with her. A recent poll that just came out, though, showed actually a Democrat 1 point ahead of her. And so Trump tried to rally his base to get out the vote for her, saying that a vote for Cindy is a vote for him. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how a lot of this plays out come November 6th. Back to you.